Ok, salut à tous. Bienvenue dans MrFreddy et ses potes numéro 15. Alors ce soir, une émission que je vais tenter de faire en anglais, puisque je reçois ce soir Khüdósoul, un artiste américain qui fait de la musique de ouf. C'est super intéressant. Ça se balade un peu dans plusieurs univers. On pourrait dire qu'on est autour du... c'est très hip-hop en tout cas. C'est inspiration hip-hop, mais c'est très lo-fi hip-hop, on pourrait dire. Ou trip-hop. Bref, il va nous expliquer, il va nous décrire un peu sa musique, son univers. Il va nous décrire sa carrière, les personnes avec qui il a déjà travaillé. On va l'accueillir tout de suite. Alors surtout, première chose, c'est son anniversaire. Donc il y a deux choses aujourd'hui. C'est l'anniversaire de Khüdósoul. Donc déjà, on va lui souhaiter son anniversaire. Et en plus de ça, il sort pour la peine 2 morceaux qui en plus m'a donné. Donc aujourd'hui, je suis béni, I'm blessed. On accueille tout de suite Khüdósoul. Khüdósoul, how are you, Khüdósoul?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you very much. Alors les gars, je vais pas pouvoir vous faire moi la traduction à chaque fois parce que déjà ça me gave. Et en plus, il y a peut-être des chances qu'il y ait des trucs que je comprenne pas. De toute manière, vous verrez mon regard. Mais en tout cas, quoi qu'il en soit, s'il y a des choses sur lesquelles vous buguez, vous n'hésitez pas à mettre sur le chat que vous buguez ou quoi que ce soit. Moi, j'ai les yeux sur le chat. Du coup, je pourrais comprendre. Khüdósoul, I was just saying to the people that I won't translate all the interview in time. Because maybe I want to, there's something I won't understand. No, just kidding. Just kidding. So my girlfriend say to you, happy birthday.
Absolutely. Thank you. Tell her I said thank you. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. So, Khüdósoul, it's your birthday. So for first, after my girlfriend, she's always first in front of me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And so you out 2 tracks today?
Yes, yeah, 2 songs. One's with me and my friends Jans. We decided to just come together and like write a song. I had the beat ready already, and I really liked it. And I just wanted somebody to be on it, and I thought he was like literally the perfect person because his essence gathers like really good mixture between like the gospel sound mixed with like hip hop. So like that's one of my favorite current inspirations right now is like that kind of like soul that gospel provides.
Yeah.
And it looks like the perfect pick for me. And we've been talking for a while now, probably for about 3 years.
Oh, you know him since 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah, like I'm glad he actually did that with me. But yeah, it still needs I think it still needs a few tweaks, but overall, yeah, we'll get it fixed fairly soon.
And how long have you been working on this track?
Since February. Yeah, I would say since about February of this year. And then I decided to finish it in literally a month ago. Like, like I just released a month ago, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you're really productive. So.
Yeah, either that or a procrastinator. I can't never tell.
Oh, nice. I think we have a little. Oh no, that was just my Facebook. I thought you think was not working on the internet, but it's okay. All right. So
Okay.
you know what? I'm gonna ask you like a few questions, and we will listen to this track. Okay.
Yeah.
So this track is called. Wait a minute. This one is called Taurus Sun. And you just explain to me the sense of the title. Could you please explain it to the people to me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I recently found out like my natal chart alignment, like about a year ago. So like I'd recently kind of been reading into it just to kind of see what kind of person I am, just out of curiosity for the most part, and it's fairly accurate. So I wanted to eventually like release some music because I've been sitting on a lot of music right now. Um, and with that being said, so like I wanted to like make a duality piece because I feel like the best way for like
I
to kind
thought
of
you
expose yourself as a
think
person
was
is to kind of just like tell people who you really are. And I feel like that's just like a contributing attribution to who
mm-hmm,
I am. Just to kind of like be like, this is my sun sign, which is of course my normal
mm-hmm.
sign, which is today's my birthday, so I'm a Taurus. And then my Leo moon sign, of course, is like who you are when you're most comfortable, which is why it's just like a beat.
So it makes
Um,
sense to out this song the day of your birthday.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I just wanted to eventually release something on my birthday out. There's always been like releases every time I want to release an album, I want it to be on my birthday, but like every time it just doesn't always work out scheduling wise. So this is like the only time I've had the upper hand or like the opportunity to actually do it on my own and actually been like, okay, I have two songs ready. Just drop it and like see what happens. Even though it's a Thursday, most people release stuff on Fridays, but I'm okay with that.
And the second one, Leo Moon 3. Why today?
That one is that's also pretty much aligned with the day, with the time and day I was born, which means like of course like whatever your moon sign is going to be. Um, so like that one's of course like who you are when you're most comfortable. Um, Pretty much kind of moon sign. At least I think that's what it means. I'm not completely certain. I'm not an astrology expert by
Me,
any means,
me neither.
but yeah, but like yeah, pretty much whoever you are when you're most comfortable should be like I guess something like close to your moon sign or whoever you are when you're more comfortable around people. And like I feel like a beat kind of capture that the best for me, like an instrumental, because like I've always been doing beats even before I even started rapping, even before I started singing.
Okay.
So I felt like that was the right move, just to kind of like make it an instrumental because that's what I like doing the most.
Nice. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And this was you do really nice. Um, I I discover you with the featuring with Flamingoses like 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Um, Today and maybe when you start or maybe yeah today. How would you define your music?
Um, I would define my music more or less as being able to do anything I really want to do at this point. And I'm glad that like my fans really like it, and all my friends currently are all still really for it. So like that's one of my main things is like I'm able to pretty much create anything I really want to create and have no problems like receiving any kind of like backlash for it. So like I'm super glad that that's been like there for me in a way, like just being able to like kind of venture off and do whatever I want to do or learn more or even like sing, and stuff like that. And people are
Hmm.
still like receiving it pretty well.
Do you
So I'm
sing
like,
in some of your track?
yeah, yeah, I sung on that song actually, Taurus Sun. I sung the chorus to that one. It was kind of rough. It's very out of my comfort zone to do that for
Yeah.
the most part because I like singing really, and I smoke, so like it's just not like my voice isn't always the best. I always have like a smoky kind of like tone now at this point, pun intended. But like yeah, so like when it comes to like singing and stuff, I always find myself like not reaching a sound that I like the most. So like I kind of I don't know. I like it, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where I like getting out of my comfort zone because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of how you have to be if you really want to continue to like do music or do
The
any kind of artistry.
what your friend thinks about your stuff is really important to you.
Yeah, they would definitely say it's a big part of my life. Like I had a friend of mine recently reach out that I used to work at Subway with when I was like 17 or 18 years old. And he even told me, he was like, I remember when you had a black MacBook and you were sitting in the Subway lobby and you would just be making beats on GarageBand before I got Ableton. He was like, I kind of doubted you at first because you don't really expect much from a person sitting in a Subway parlor, just kind of like making beats. And now I have my own like full home studio. I have enough time to kind of make music whenever I need to or whenever I want to.
Yeah,
And like yeah, like it's blossomed for me like in weird ways I honestly never expected it to, but I'm really glad that it did.
because
So yeah,
when did you start? When did you start
I start
making music?
I originally started making music when I was 15 or 16 years old. I was in high school
Okay.
and like I was making beats on Mixcraft and no one can ever really find these and I'm glad they can't. But like
Mixcraft?
I had to like, huh?
Mixcraft 9. Okay. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like a Windows program. It was like kind of free at the time. I think either that or I torrented it. Hopefully, I don't know. But like either way, like yeah, I had that. It was like it's a really old program. It didn't last very long. But I think they still might make some. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah,
But
there is the 9 the 9 part. I just looking on the
yeah,
internet and this it's really expensive, you know. Actually, no, it's not this one.
yeah, it was really expensive. So I definitely had to torrent it because I remember like I couldn't afford any of that stuff back in the day. But yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, like that's it right there. Yeah, Mixcraft. I had
Yeah.
like Mixcraft like 6 or 5 at the time.
All right.
So
When was that? Sorry.
oh, that was like back in 2011,
All
I'd
right.
say. Yeah, somewhere around that point in time. So yeah, I was like first making beats. Actually, it was like yeah, 2010, 2011. Yeah, so I was like a freshman in high school, and I was like just learning how to make music, and I was doing um, some weird like what's the name of it? Style beats, like some Tom York Radiohead style beats, like very like off kiltered style. Like that's how I kind of like got that weird like swing that I have now. But I was always making some just kind of like odd, like dancey
Yeah.
style stuff. And like I said, it's pretty much nowhere to be found. Like I'm the only person that has it, like on a USB
I
drive,
don't
and
know
it's
about that.
just never.
What's the name? You don't remember the name?
I do, but I'm not sure if I want to tell people because I had like 3 different names for it.
All
Like
right.
I had like my first came out was Electro Nerd. It with like a K in it and like the capital N, and like that was my first actual PlayStation username.
All
That's
right.
so that's why I just like my gamer tag. I was just like, here it is. Like I guess this works.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like I used that and kind of made music with that for about 2 years, and I stopped making music for a while, and like because I didn't think it was gonna really go any further from that point on. But I was like, maybe I can reapproach this. I got a job, I have money, so I came back to it in like 2013, and decided to like get a MacBook, get like GarageBand already like pre-installed on there, and just kind of like mess around, and then luckily had some friends kind of help me out and find the best program for me, which ended up being Ableton in the long run. And I love Ableton. It's the best program specifically for me. So
Why?
yeah.
By the way, why this is the best program, especially for you? Because I can
I'd say
understand because I use Ableton, but for people who are listening to us, why?
yeah, like I would say Ableton's the best for me specifically because it's a quick working program. Like everything's a double click away. Like everything I click, literally double click, it just loads. Anything I want to do, just drag and drop. And like I'll loop an idea, and I'll get something done in like 10 minutes. Any idea that's like stuck in my head or in my ear, it'll just be out in like a matter of like minutes. And I'm just like, I've always been a quick worker because I originally started off like as an artist. Like I used to draw a lot, like draw comic books and stuff. So when I did that, it would kind of help me out in like getting things done faster, figuring out how to get things done the way I wanted to. So like when I found out Ableton was a thing, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, this is the best choice.
This is the
And like I
thing.
tried before, but FL Studio wasn't something I could understand really.
Did you try on Logic? Sometimes it's the Logic following things after GarageBand when you start GarageBand. Sometimes then you
Oh,
jump to Logic.
yeah. It looks a lot like GarageBand actually. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I have friends that use Logic actually, and they're like always telling me to use it. And I was like, I would definitely love to use it, but like at the same time, it's like I don't know. Like when you're already adjusted to like Ableton as is, you're like, it feels like home. You know, it's like
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
feels
It's
like that's
not, and Logic, by the way, is not as playful as Ableton. Ableton is a nice
yeah,
place to try things. You can switch between the two screens. Like how do you say sequencer, and the other thing for the live to loop. I understand totally how you can use Ableton. Uh, how do you say it? And not Logic. Yeah. Okay, thank you. What means Khüdósoul?
say again, sorry.
What means Khüdósoul?
Kudo means pretty much like it means like in the most like regular terms, it means kudos. So kudos is like pretty much a slang word for gratitude. This is a really old slang word, but yeah, it pretty much means gratitude, to like give thanks, to give appreciation to something. And then soul, of course, is just like my favorite genre of music, or anything that pretty much comes or derives from soul. I feel like it kind of like resonates with who I am as an artist the most. So I feel like those things kind of like help me better. Oh, sorry, I think I'm freezing a little
That's okay.
bit.
I lost you. I lost you. Yeah. Ok, donc on a perdu Khüdósoul pour un moment. Donc ce que je vais faire, c'est que you back. Alors peut-être que je vais raccrocher et je vais le rappeler, les gars. Bon, j'espère que vous passez un bon moment. J'espère que mon anglais est pas trop ridicule. Voilà. Hey, what's up?
Hey, am I back? Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's nice. It's nice. Like just if you're, if it's like if I was making a live and like a friend called me and I'd say, "Oh, I'm making a live. You wanna come with me?"
Yeah.
So
Literally.
wait a minute. I got to put you back on the screen. Wait. Alors, il veut pas. Il veut pas. Ah non, je vais l'effacer. Je vais faire comme ça. Alors, vous savez quoi, les gars, en attendant, ça, c'est le direct. Je commence à dégainer en 2-2. On va écouter un morceau de Khüdósoul. On va écouter la track dont il parlait, sur laquelle il a chanté. Il a fait le refrain. C'est Taurus Sun avec Yons. So, because of this little problem that I'm about to fix it, we're gonna listen to one of the two tracks, Khüdósoul, just out today.
However you want me, I hope that you take me. And if I'm feeling down and out, could you validate me? I'm looking for safety. Tell me that you need me. And if I'm feeling down and out, could you validate me? Validate me.
Young, why you leave me on red like you don't need me? Like you won't squeeze these tears on me like a squeegee on some Kobe and Gigi. Guess blood thicker than Fiji. My life gotta feature me. It ain't personal. 95, I wanted to start. The shit ain't reversible. If it ain't terminal, let it fly. Can't look me dead in my eye. Let me die. Lil' bro, Quasimodo, so if I got bail, they gon' set it high. For the hood, like I put the crack in it. Cause I know the cathedral, the labyrinth. Know the passages, like the savages. Knew the Amazon, like Amazon knows packages. Since back before they started tracking it. White linen, just imagine it. I'ma still see the black in it, it's gon' bug me. God don't like ugly, so tell me why you don't love me. Tell me why you gotta sub me. You know these pills do nothing for me. Don't dare me, I'm a druggie. I don't care how much you judge me. Appearances ain't enough for me. I like it when it gets touchy. Yeah, I'm not one for mere superstition, but that's what it must
However
be.
you want me, I hope that you take me. And if I'm feeling down and out, could you validate me? I'm looking for safety. Tell me that you need me. And if I'm feeling down and out, could you validate me? Validate me.
Too much pride that I feel inside that it makes me complacent. And I know that it's damaging, I'm just finding my placement. My legs get clean, getting fatigued due to this constant chasing. And I know that they taught me better, forgetting forsakes me. Stubborn's an understatement, holding hearts that I take in. Keep playing it down on solid ground, but I still feel unstable. What do I do if I don't pray? Will my family start hating? Can I become more casted out than I'm already been made?
If you want me, please just take me.
Please just take me.
I know that I just been super lazy lately. I know all these bad feelings will forsake me, but my loyalty undying to you, baby. If you want me, please just take me. I know that I just been super lazy lately. I know all these bad feelings will forsake me, but my
All right. So I know Khüdósoul, you could not hear the music.
Yes.
You can't because this is the hardware. It's it's made like this. But trust me, it was played and it was good. It was good. It was really good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this track. So so before we were just with the chat, I was about to ask you how many albums you made, because you made a lot.
Yeah, like as you can see, like when you have that Bandcamp up for a minute,
Sure.
like I released like some free stuff. Like that first project you see there is like the first project I ever made for the Khüdósoul name. So like when it came to like that one, like the Fatuity, I was just still understanding Ableton at the time, and still figuring stuff out. But like overall, like yeah, eventually you can kind of see the progress of it, like getting better with due time. Like the most recent thing I made, that 2019 through 2020, those are all songs I released on SoundCloud, SoundCloud, Instagram, and Facebook. Like I made like little videos and stuff for them. So like that's probably like the best place to kind of go and kind of like see stuff I've done in the past year
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel those are really cool.
Do you remember the first track you post on the internet? Do you remember it?
Yes, yeah, it's called Nimbus. I sampled a Danelle song. I don't know where exactly Danelle is from, but Danelle was a artist who made like neo soul music that was very like different and very cool. Like my dad showed me her, and she had this string section on one of her songs. I think it was like one of the last songs in her album. And like in that song, it kind of like pretty much just like resonated with me completely. And I was like, I have to sample this. Like I have to do something with it. So I made like this really like choppy kind of drum pattern. Like I had a J Dilla kit. Yeah, that one, Nimbus.
I found it. I found it. I'm gonna play it like for a little while. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, literally 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, 7 years ago. Nice start. Oh yeah.
Yeah, very lo-fi.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good. There's 4 of us now.
J'en profite pour saluer. I'm just saying hello to some friends who are looking the chat, watching the live. Salut à Sidero Van Scud qui a regardé mon petit live de tout à l'heure et qui regarde là maintenant. Effectivement, he's really liking your music, loving your music.
Awesome.
He's saying it seems like G-Funk from the 90s.
I'll say again.
He's saying it looks like the G-Funk of the 90s.
Oh yeah. It's very much like inspired by that kind of like that vibe. So yeah, definitely.
Very nice. So we just heard the first track Khüdósoul put on the internet. So that was Nimbus. And so you're really prolific. You work a lot.
Oh yeah. I've been working for a very, very long time. Only because I like the fact that like when I first came out, a lot of people didn't like my music, and like I mean, of course, still a lot of people don't like my music, but like still like there's like the essence of like when you're learning, and if you know you love something that you're learning, and people tell you suck at it, like you can still like get better at that thing because you love it so much. So you're like, there's a reason why you're like, people are telling you this isn't good enough, or this doesn't work for what you're trying to do, or if you try something different. So like, yeah, making that track, I could hear like all the errors in it when I hear it, and I'm just like, goddamn, like the hi-hats are too high, but like, or something like that. But yeah, like, stuff like that, yeah, it kind of helps me like figure out like what I'm doing now, like it kind of like molded it into something better, and like stuff that I'm like glad to hear. Like when I'm even making it, I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. And like, yeah, like at first, like I was always kind of like offended a little bit, be like, oh, like I'm not doing a good job at what I'm like, what I love. And it's like, nah, you just need to learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like, it's nothing wrong with like taking some bad criticism every once in a while. That's how you learn better, you know?
Yeah, laptop is an instrument entirely. So it's just like guitar or piano. When you are learning piano, it's not because you are making piano since 1 or 2 years that it's okay. I know how I play piano. A laptop is the same, using VST, using software, and using some hardware too. It's a long way work to know how to make music you want to make. I really understand that. And so when you are productive like this, do you have time to listen to music?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I take long breaks. Like usually when I'm making an album, I take a really long break to just like listen to stuff that I wanted to like conceptually like conquer. So like if I want something done a specific way, I'll listen to like a lot of music to kind of get a clear idea of what I'm trying to do with that project at that time. Or like, if anything, if I don't even know where the project's going, I'll take some time to listen to whatever I'm listening to at that point in time to be like, okay, why am I listening to this? Or why do I like this so much? Or what is it about this that I keep going back to it that I think it makes it a hit? So like I'll overanalyze a song. I'll figure out what instruments they're using. I'll try to watch like dissecting pieces from like the artists to see what they've been using, or like what they talk about using, or like their inspirations as well. Just to kind of get a clear idea of like what I want to do with my music. And I feel like that's kind of like the best way to go. So like usually if I'm listening and I have like artist block or writer's block, I like take usually anywhere between 3 months to a year to just kind of like listen to some music and like gather some information on like what's inspiring me at that time, to kind of like, you know, make the music I'm making now.
So at this time, what, for example, what are you listening to?
Right now, I'm listening to a lot of old soul music. Like I'm listening to like El DeBarge, Cameo, SOS Orchestra Band, you know.
Yeah.
I'm listening to like the Gap Band. I'm listening to like a lot of that Isley Brothers.
Do you know
like that.
Do you know the Ra Band?
What is it again?
The Ra Band.
No, I do not know the Ra Band. Is that like Ra for like sun?
It's RAH Band.
RAH Band.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's awesome.
You have to put me on.
Wait. I'm gonna put one song like this, but you could. Yeah, but you could not. I'll send it to you. Rap band.
Okay.
I discovered the rap band with this track, but the message is from the stars. It's awesome. I'll send it to you. I won't play it because maybe it's gonna strike the live, but
Yeah.
I'll send it to you for sure. Robin is awesome. There's a shadow of your love, also awesome. Like it's really like there is a bass line like really gangster rap.
Yeah.
Boom boom boom.
Yeah. Like that
I'll send it to
That
you.
shock
Yeah,
or G funk.
yeah.
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, I love that. Like also, yeah, if there's any also I'm also listening to like Benny Sings a lot. Benny Sings is honestly one of my favorite
Benny
artists right
sings.
now.
How do you?
Yeah, he signed to Stone's Throw, along with the Gabriel Garzon Montano. He's probably one of my favorites as well.
This?
Um,
Sorry.
oh, you're good.
Benny sings.
Yes, that's it. The first one right there.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
It's I will. Nobody's fault.
yeah, that's a good song. Rolled Up is also a good one. Pretty much anything you click. Not Enough is honestly one of my favorites. That's probably one of the best one.
All right. All right. So what's you listening to? Sorry, I just cut you. But this is what you listening to at this time.
Yes, yeah, I listen to that a lot. I've been listening to that since the year started, and like I've been kind of gathering more inspiration. I kind of do more stuff like that. So like gathering like drum kit sounds to sound more like real and lively, more funky sounding. Working with more bass players, working with more guitar players and stuff like that to like kind of like achieve the sound that I really want to make something like really good, soulful, funky, just really beautiful if I can. Like that's always what I go for. Kind of like love sounds, anything that sounds like Ennio Morricone's, like Sauna, like his when he did like those beats and stuff like that. Those are like my favorite when he did all those.
All right, cool. All right, cool. Thank you very much for sharing. This is what inspire you? Is this just music or other thing?
Mostly like things that inspire me, or like things that are like mostly like music that can provide some kind of escapism. I really like that kind of stuff. Or mostly like love stories, like coming of age films, love stories, like one of my favorite movies, like Stranger Than Fiction. Like when I think of that movie, like the soundtrack isn't always like directly like related to it, but like the movie itself feels very escapism. Like it feels like it's really a movie about a guy who is living his life and eventually finds out a woman is writing a book on his life, and eventually in every end of her book she kills all her characters. So he's trying to prevent her from like finishing this story, but he has to find out eventually in the long run he's going to have to continue living his life regardless, having to do the things he wants to, live the best life he's ever lived regardless of what might happen to him, which I think is a very beautiful story. But yeah, there's like a lot of stuff like that I kind of gather inspiration from, like just mortality, love, mostly music that just feels like that too. Like I don't know how to exactly say it, but like yeah, Ennio Morricone has an album out. It's for a French film, I believe. And he did a really great job with the whole soundtrack. I originally heard it on Aziz Ansari's Master of None season 2, when he did that, and that was a really good.
What is the name?
Master of None.
Master of None.
It's a Netflix show. It's for Aziz Ansari. He did when he did his show back, that was like a while ago. It was like 2017. He's just now coming out with a new season, which is pretty cool. So I hope it's also still in a very similar note to provide like a just kind of like good.
So you TV show guy?
Yeah, I love television. I love movies.
Movies
I love all
too?
that good.
And you're like a book guy?
Yeah, I usually read a lot. I don't read exactly just like straight books. If I do read a book, it really has to catch me like immediately. If not, then I have to like I mostly read like mangas or like comic books. like because I used to draw a lot, so like those are kind of like my main inspirations to kind of like gather like a really good storytelling, like just seeing how like I can like gather as much information I can on it.
All right. Talking about comics book, you're working with a drawer about Batman stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, Yoye Travis. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's gonna be narrating my album. He's a comedian. He's also a like pretty much a video essay host for Beyond the Bot. So yeah, he's done a lot of really cool pieces on Fooly Cooley. He's done really cool pieces on like what is it, Dragon Ball Z, like pretty much a lot of animes, Attack on Titan. Like I have watched all of those, so
how
he
did you?
does have a great kind of perspective on that.
Oh, nice. How did you met?
I met him only because I had just messaged him on Instagram, and I was already watching his stuff prior, like on YouTube, and like I just sent him a message and asked him. I was like, "Hey, would you be interested in narrating my album?" And he said, "Yeah, for sure. I'd be very interested." And I was like, "Cool." So I sent him the full project. He likes it. He's a very busy guy. Like I said, yeah, he's writing like he just finished writing like one of the new Batman series, at least one of the volumes for that. So eventually, when the time comes and he does free up, we'll both work together on finishing that up so I can send it out to my friend to master the album.
Nice. Cruel. I'm following him on Instagram since you talk about him. Could you tell us? Could you tell us people you already work with?
Yes. Like people I've already worked with are mostly my Budokiba family. Honestly, that's the people that helped my first album come to life. Um, they specifically, if I had to listening names, it'd be True Type, which is my friend Ajax. He's a very talented guy, amazing talented guy. He went to school for sound design and everything like that, so he has like all the skills, all the trades.
Yeah.
He knows everything that I like wish I would know. So he's very much like a teacher to me, like a very big mentor to me.
He's
I'd
from
also say
he's from your own town or your own town.
no, he's in Brooklyn, or he used to live in Brooklyn. I think he's back home in Florida, but like when I met him, he was in Brooklyn. When I went to go visit. So yeah, like True Type, he's really cool. Ajax, that's his name. I'd also say Justin. His name is Iota, but he goes by Stone Fruit now, and he makes like different music. But back in the day when he was Iota, he made hip hop. I met him in Brooklyn too. They all used to have like a big like headquarters area where they all lived, and I would go and visit. They called it the Crab, but it was really awesome to like be a part of what their whole thing, and just like be welcomed in as like family really, because like I only met them on the internet really prior. My mom was like scared for me to go to New York City because she was like, "What if you get robbed?" And I was like, "I mean, I'll take my chances." Like, so
Because
yeah,
how
no,
old
it was
are
pretty
you?
fun. I went there.
How old were you when you went to visit him?
I was 21.
Oh yeah.
I just turned 21. Yeah, it was like May or June of last year. So like I'm not last year, but 2016 at that time, and I just turned 21 in May.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, since today's my birthday. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I didn't go there until June, and then worked on stuff with them.
You talk about you talk about Taiji. You say
Say again.
Taiji.
Taiji.
Uh, you make a prod for him. It's like a rapper from Louisville.
Oh, Taj.
Taj.
Taji.
Sorry,
Yeah, sorry.
Taj.
No, yeah. One of my great friends. Yeah, like me and him, we had a kid the same year. He had a son, I had a daughter.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah.
like yeah, we knew each other for a really long time. Actually, we've known each other for like since 2015 or so. He met me before I even made my first album. We opened up. I was his DJ for a really long time. That's
Oh.
crazy that you knew that. I didn't know that. But like, yeah, like he yeah, we used to make music together. I helped him out with his first mixtape. And then like after that, I was his DJ for a very long time. And we opened for like really cool people. We opened for like Raekwon of Wu-Tang Clan. We opened for the Migos when they were in Louisville.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like really fun for the period of time that we were actually able to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Nice,
I'm really
nice.
glad that.
So there's other people you work with. There is other
Uh,
people you. Sorry.
sorry. Oh yeah, no, I worked with like Flamingos is of course like me and him have made like 3 songs together.
Yeah.
Ito Lee, he's actually the person like pretty much helped my career project. He's helped me kind of gather more insight as an artist. I've worked with
You work with a lot of
yeah,
people, actually.
yeah, 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 my friend Nan, she's also from Brooklyn. I've never met her yet, but we've usually just kind of sent emails to one another. She's a singer from Brooklyn, also a Taurus. Um, I've worked with, I'm trying to think, Phyllis Ophelia. She's really cool. She's on my first album actually. We helped write songs together. She was a fucking great pleasure to work with. And yeah, like I'm trying to think of some more people. Uh,
Yeah, there's more for sure, for sure. But
a
but
lot. Yeah,
but
there's
you,
a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jan
lots. It was
recently,
to
but yeah.
it was to say to people that as you are prolific and as people wants to work with you, could you tell us people you are actually working with?
Right now for my album, I'm working with Asan Frio, which is my friend. We're working on an album together after my album comes out. We're gonna be releasing some singles this summer for some really cool stuff. And then I'm working with Jans again, but we're doing beat stuff. He's singing on the song. I'm working with Flamingos again.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna try to work with Bureaucratic one more time as well. He's mastering my album actually. Um, who else is gonna be on this album? Astrological. He's one of my favorites. Honestly, really cool dude. Yeah, he's going to be helping me out and like pretty much made one of my favorite beats. Nan's going to be on the project too. Me and Nan and Astrological are going to have a song together. Eventually called Monsoon, and that's actually one of the first songs made for the album. And the album's going to be very different. I think people are still going to like it, but it's evolved. So I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna do fine. But
Nice.
hope people like it as much as I like it.
Could you tell us people you'd like to work with?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of friends of mine that I really like to work with. Like I've just like Hans, which is his name used to be HXNS. But he goes by just Hans now. And he's really cool. He works with like Cautious Clay, a lot of really cool like people across the nation, honestly. And then 2 for 1, he's a former and probably still Jack Harlow's producer. Really cool guy. Like I talk to him all the time too. They're just really nice people, honestly. And we have a lot in common, at least about how we like present or like how we make music. So like that's the reason why like I love to gather thoughts from them, gather like just interesting like ideas to see what they're doing with their stuff and what I'm doing with my stuff, and we just kind of send stuff back and forth and figure out like what's been going on in our lives and stuff like that. And like I really want to work with Soft Glass. His name is Joao, but Soft Glass, he's an apex predator like producer to me. He does
Oh yeah.
everything under the sun. He sings, he
Soft
plays all his own
Glass.
instruments, he does everything. He's a goat to me, like one of the highest top tier people of all time.
You
And
said
Starro.
you said soft glass
Yes, Soft Glass. He's a amazing producer.
from
I recently
Brazil.
found him out on Tumblr.
Is from Joao.
Yes.
From is
Yeah,
it,
that's
where is that? Is it in Brazil?
he is in Brooklyn, I
Ah no,
believe.
Joao.
But
Joao is.
lives
I thought it was to the. Okay.
oh yeah, like that might be like the descent of his family, but for as far as I'm aware, he's resided and born in Brooklyn, New
All right.
York.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. What makes you start an album?
The things that make me start an album mostly would be, that's a good question. I would kind of say like I kind of know when I'm ready to start an album. Like usually after I finish an album, I'm already kind of ready to work on another album. But for the most part, the thing that kind of like makes it an album or like makes it like turn into an album is when I have at least like more than 4 or 5 songs and they all have like a good concept around them. After that point, then I'm like, okay, I can work with this. Like I can make like 8 more songs eventually within like another year or two, and like kind of gather the concept I'm looking for to kind of like make a good solid project, at least to what I consider a good solid project.
And how do you think about the featuring you make? Is it like you are working on the track and you said, uh, I need oh yeah, I need this dude because this dude, I love him and I love the way he works, or you know it before?
Um, it's a mixture of both, actually. Like sometimes I'll have stuff. It's usually kind of compromise, honestly, because like I'll have some stuff that I think won't really need somebody on it, but I'll send them like a full project, and they'll pick that song. And I'll be like, I mean, I'm always open to see what other artists are gonna do with the song, even though I think it might be finished. Because like it always, every time I send a beat out to somebody and I get something back, I'm always surprised. So I'm always just like, whoa, like this like blew my mind. But especially the people I work with. So like, yeah, every time I get something back, I'm like, that was definitely not what I expected it to be, and I'm glad that it turned out that way. So yeah, like that happens a lot more often than like actually like choosing a song like I did with these 2 songs I just made, like choosing a song and then actually choosing someone to sit down and write it with. That very rarely happens. Most of the time, it's usually like I'll send some stems out to people and be like, okay, well, here's what I have so far. And they'll be like, okay, I'll work with this. Give me like a week or two. They'll get back to me in like a few days sometimes and be like, it inspired me so much. So I made something really fast. And it's usually something really beautiful. And I'm like, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you were able to like gather and like make a whole piece. Cause I feel like I had like technically like half of a pie at that time. You made it a full, like a beautiful dessert dish, you know?
That I like, a nice fruit of work.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They did a really good job, like just kind of completing it, in my opinion.
And so you play live.
Yeah, I play live sometimes. Most of the time I DJ, but for the most part I DJ my own music
Yeah.
along with like other music I really enjoy at the time. Just to kind of like, I guess, gather the essence of what I'm doing at that point, just to kind of like fill it out. Um, but yeah, most of the time I'm a DJ. But if I do perform live, I usually kind of do more instrumentation stuff, more like beat pad
Yeah.
oriented kind of music. I really want to change my setup eventually, like where I can actually play like my keyboard and stuff live, like where I can just play the keys and stuff. Um,
Maybe like
and like,
push. You know, like push, Ableton push.
yeah, yeah, very much something like that, or like
Yeah.
the APC 40. Because
APC
I have one
40.
of those. I just need to get another one because my old one is not cutting it.
All right. Actually, how many projects are you working on?
Right now, I'd say 3. So my album still needs to be finished. And I have one more project I'm working on with my friend Ason Frio.
Mm-hmm.
We're making a bedroom pop kind of themed album. It's very mostly like very like instruments that you can use in improv, pretty much make the best things you can make improv, and just kind of making see if we can just come out with some really cool funky summer songs. So hopefully starting very soon we'll start releasing stuff, and hopefully getting some cool stuff out to people.
Nice. So
And the
you work a lot.
project, oh sorry, yeah,
No, no, no,
third
it's
project
okay.
is my friend Albie and I, we're working on another project. It's very kind of like similar, very like very soulful but also retro. So it's kind of like Yves Tumor kind of like stuff, or like kind of like Mac DeMarco style stuff, to kind of like gather more retrospect kind of like cool themes in music. We
Yeah.
both have like a very kind of niche for that sound. So we're kind of like moving towards that kind of like very chill-esque like punk pop vibe. And I think that's really cool.
No, yeah, I hope so. I really can't wait to hear it. Did you use the time of the sanitary crisis to work, or maybe it was the time too much lazy, not inspiring?
A good mixture of both, but most of the time I was working on stuff because I didn't really have much to do. So yeah, like that's the reason why this album came along, is I found myself making a lot of beats, and I was just like, I have a lot of beats already, and I don't have anything to do with them. So I was just like, I might as well like consolidate this into a good, solid like album, and like hopefully something good can come from this. And that's what's still currently being worked on because we're still technically in a pandemic. So yeah, it's eventually going to be finished fairly soon. I would say probably, hopefully in the next 2 months or so. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting on like the narration and like eventually the mastering when we get that time. Um, but yeah, like just waiting. The waiting game is the biggest part.
Since 1 year and a half, it's waiting time. A lot. Maybe I know it's for sure that people can wait anymore.
Yeah.
Like the terrace are just opening in my place in my country.
Nice.
In a few days, in like 13 days, the terrace could be like open air. Sorry, could be open, and at the end of June, we could open the bar and restaurant. So
Nice. Yeah, we already open here technically, but it's not safe, and people are constantly going out. So I'm like, please wear your mask. Please social distance properly.
yeah.
Like that's the best thing to do. Even if you are vaccinated, please still wear a mask.
Are you vaccinated?
I am currently still working on getting vaccinated, but not right now because I stay indoors all the time. And I have my baby with me all the time.
Yeah.
So eventually, when I do find myself needing to go out and do things, I'm going to, of course, have to schedule and get vaccinated. But for the most part, I'm always home, so I don't really need.
How is the vaccination part in the US? Do you have to spend money to get the vaccine?
I think you can, but it also depends on your insurance at the time. So if you do, you can also schedule it with like a campus, or you can go to like your local pharmacy store or drugstore, and they'll be able to diagnose you or give you the vaccination.
But do you have to spend money to get it?
Yeah, I think that really mostly depends on your insurance. Like if your insurance allows you to, then you'll get it for free. But if you don't, I guess in certain situations would have to spend money for it. And I don't know how much the vaccine is yet, but I know there are freer options for people who don't have the option to afford it. The vaccine,
we don't have to pay. I've been vaccinated like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, and I did not pay. I just take it, schedule the appointment, and actually I wasn't supposed to be vaccinated because that was just for some people, like people more than 60, people who have like some disease, then like pregnant women, and people who are working with on medical, and so I said I'm I said I'm a naturopath.
I mean, you got lucky.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But yeah, like same situation happened here too. Yeah, we had like a line full of like more of the elderly that had the opportunity to actually get their vaccines and stuff like that. So that's the reason why that kind of occurred. It was way easier that way to like, get that taken care of first, because they're the ones that need it the most. And that's more important than, of course, us having to wait, because we can technically wait as long as you don't have any underlying diseases or anything like that. I'm perfectly okay with waiting. It's like, as long as I can eventually take it, I'm okay with that too.
But I was about to wait for it, but I think for to work into the possibility of working in June, or to get out, in a club or restaurant or whatever, I think we're gonna all need like a passport, like in some countries they call it the Corona Pass, or the Corona Pass, something like this, and to be and to support my girlfriend who's pregnant, so she has.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dad too.
Yeah, congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank you very
First time
much.
father?
Sorry.
Are you a first time dad?
Yes. Yes. First
Was
time, and I'm 38. Oh,
sorry about that. Yeah,
no, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I'm gonna be a dad in July. A little son.
nice.
A little son. All right. So thank you very much, Khüdósoul, to say yes to the interview.
Yeah,
If you want
my
to
first.
say some nice word to finish, yeah, you have all the time you need.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for having me. Um, also, this is my first interview ever, so thank you. And also, thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. I really appreciate it. If you get the opportunity, please listen to my music. Taurus Sun, Leo Moon just came out today. One's an instrumental, one's a rap song, singing song. I don't know what exactly to call it. But outside of that, thank you guys so much. Expect more music, hopefully within the year, and have a great rest of your year. Please be safe, social distance, be nice to people that you don't know, hopefully, and stop being very mean. But yeah, thank you all. And please have a great rest of your days and enjoy your summer.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Listen, take care of you. Take care a lot of
Yes.
you. Thank you again. Thank you again. And
Yeah,
the best for you. And thank you for your music.
absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All
You
right.
have a good
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye bye.